Hey, 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 welcome back to the Michelle Atoka podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I want to talk about change because we're in the season of change. Spring is ahead, and you could just see how Mother Nature is changing. And with that, I believe that we should be changing too. So let's first start off with change. Change can be really uneasy for some. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. I am that person that loves change. I like to change the format of my couches, my living room, my bed. I love the clothes, changing clothes. I just love everything about change. I love that it offers a new perspective each time. I love that I get to try some new things. But for some, that's not the case. For some, change can be really scary, very uneasy. For myself, really, really funny, I do not like spontaneity. Okay, I didn't say that word right. Spontaneity, that's what it is. um, I like to know what's going on. Let's just give an example. If a husband were to, say, "Hey, I booked us something and I don't know what it is," I'm not sure I like that. I like surprises and gifts, but I do not like to know, I do like to know what I'm kind of doing, right? I can go with the flow up to a certain point. But when I am in control or in the driver's seat, I love change. I love adventure. Okay, so let's bring this back to fitness and health and trying new things. Now, I want to speak about change because in our community and in our classes, I really teach our members to change. Because when you stay stagnant, things don't happen, right? Let's take workouts. If you're always lifting the same weight, yeah, you might maintain your strength, but you're not going to change. My tagline in most classes is if you want to change something, you got to change it, okay? Or if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you, all right? Now, let's talk about why it's so fearful for some. Now, I've been working with women basically, ever since I started my fitness career. And for a lot of us, change brings up a lot of past emotions, right? Sometimes we're holding on to things that we don't want to let go, and therefore it makes it very difficult to change. But my question to you, if you're listening right now, is that wouldn't you want the best for your life? Do you feel always that everything is going perfect? These are the questions I always ask clients. Is that what's the worst thing that could happen if you change something? What's the worst thing that could happen, right? We need to take deeper look into ourselves in order for us to realize, wait a minute, why don't I like change? And instead of you saying no, you got to get to the root of the problem, okay? Maybe there's no problem. Maybe you're just stubborn. Maybe you just feel like, you know what? I like complacency and I like to know what's going on. And I understand that. But in order for us to grow professionally, spiritually, as a person, in all aspects of our life, we need some sort of change, okay? There's a saying when I was in marriage classes so long ago was that you cannot change your partner. And you know what? That's true up to a certain degree. So if you're in a partnership and you're changing and you expect the other person to change with you, that's not right either, okay? You need to only focus on yourself. Now, I have been doing so much personal and gratitude work, thanks to my sister Grace, but also professionally over the years that I realized that if I want to live a certain life, I need to work on myself, okay? I don't need to project anything on anyone else, okay? So when women start their fitness journey, a lot of times there may not be so much support. Sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. But the thing is, I always say, you are doing this for you. You're not doing it for anyone else. Yes, are you going to become a better person? Absolutely. Are you going to feel better about yourself? Yes. And in that turn, you are going to become a better maybe parent, a better mother, a better spouse. Yes, right? And the other person may change based on your behavior. But again, you're not doing it for them. So If you're in a state of where you don't have tons of support, but you're looking for change and you want change, you got to dig deep and look at the pros and the cons and why you want it, okay? Is it for you, or are you doing this for somebody else? Because most oftentimes when you change for somebody else, you become resentful. It's not going to last the change because you don't really want to do it yourself. And then you're looking at the other person thinking, wait a minute, why would I do this for you? Okay, so all negative emotions get attached to it. Okay, so my advice always is, when you want change or you want to change your life, you want to get healthy, you want to do something better for yourself, you got to do it for you. Okay, we always say fill your cup first, because that's really what it's all about, filling your cup first. And the other person may or may not respond, but that should never matter, because you know what? When you start filling your cup first and you start feeling something better about yourself, you start to change. Okay? And that's what this podcast is all about. It's about change. Now, I'm going to share a little bit of experiences. So, we had to change 2 years ago, right? We were faced with a pandemic, and no one really knew what this was about, because a lot of us have never really lived through a pandemic. But I will tell you, that change was hard. That change was hard. But if you were that person that took this opportunity to change your lifestyle habits, to change the person that you were becoming, to change the lifestyle that you were leading, then I guarantee you right now you are living better for it. However, if you were that person that said, you know what, I'm not ready for this, I want to stay stuck in my ways, I'm going to give you an example. If maybe you were going to the gym and all of a sudden you couldn't anymore, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to give up on my fitness goals until the gym opens. Well, that could have been 2.5 years ago. And right now, your body is not thanking you for it, because you may be having a harder time getting back into it. All right. So I'm going to now fast forward to now, right? I am starting to run in-person classes. And a lot of us are, a lot of the conversations are, I'm not sure I'm ready for it. And I completely understand. It's, again, an opportunity for you to change, an opportunity for you to grow and try something new. If you are doing something and you love it, or that's great, stick with it, okay? But if you are in a place where you're like, you know what, I need a challenge, I need something, and you feel like you're not ready to commit, I want you to dig deep and ask yourself, why? Write down all the pros and cons to it. What is holding you back? Oftentimes, there are things that can be fixed that are holding you back. It could be time. Maybe we reach our schedule. It could be finances. You know what? Because always reach out, or maybe, budget properly. Or it could be support. And you always should know that if you ever come near me or join my programs or join our community, we are all about support. Okay? Support is literally the foundation of our community. Any woman that comes on board, we support them no matter what. Okay? Because everyone has good days and bad days. And, our community formed out of the pandemic. And what we really, really crave for was that connection and support that you would get from a gym or a group class, or, going to work. We want that support, okay? So listen, it's not easy to change. It's not, okay? I know, because I had to change so many times in my life, okay? Back when I had an eating disorder, I say had, but you always have that. And I didn't want to live that life. I knew I was having children, okay? And even when I had my first 2 sons, I realized, wait a minute, I still need to do more work. I still need to do more work. And I always say to my husband, I always say to myself, I think it was a blessing that my daughter came so many years later after my sons, because it gave me the chance to work on myself, to change, because I wanted to break the cycle. Okay, and when I say break the cycle, I didn't want to have the same habits that I did that were unhealthy. Okay, when I'm talking about an eating disorder. So now I feel like my boys gave me new life, new perspective, and my daughter gave me a new way to look at things. And honestly, I had to change. Okay, there was no going about it. You just had to do what you had to do. All right. So this is my reminder to you today: is that when things get tough, you need to say, listen, I either change or I stay complacent. That's it. If you are always the person saying, I need something different, and you don't, jump on opportunities, you need to start doing the work internally to figure out why. Okay? I want to share one more example for you, because I don't want to always seem like I got it going on, because I am really transparent. I'm transparent with my community, and I really like to be honest, okay? And a lot of times what you see on social media is, everyone's got it together, okay? But I like to show that I don't got it together, right? I'm a mom, I yell, I eat junk, I do everything else. But what I have done is I built habits of consistency that keep me going every single day. All right. But that doesn't mean I don't have bad days. I absolutely do. Right. I set goals for myself, and I absolutely some days don't want to do it. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example about that, because this podcast is all about change. And I want you to get into the mindset of, wait a minute, like if she can do it, I can do it. Okay. So I've shared that I'm training for my first sprint tri. Okay. So it's not a full triathlon. I just want to make that clear. It's not level 1, but it's level 1.2. Okay, it's called a sprint triathlon. And it is 750 meter swim, 25K bike, and 5K run. And it's about like 2 kilometers to get to your swim, okay? So first thing I started training was the swim, because I never had really formal swimming lessons. I think I had them for like since I was 5 or maybe 6 years old, but that's it, okay? I had older cousins that literally threw me in the pool, and I learned to swim, okay? So did I have technique? No, okay? So I was like, you know what? I want to do something that scares me, that allows me to grow personally and also professionally in my job, okay? So I decided to do this race, right? And I knew before I did this race, like before I even pressed register, I was having thoughts of like, oh my gosh, Michelle, like, I'm not sure you're going to be able to do the swim. Right? Like self-doubt creeping in real hard. Okay. I literally tried to convince anyone to do it with me, because I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I have a partner. You know what? Like I really can't cop out, because I'm not that person to cop out if I have someone doing it with me. But then I'm like, no, this is on you, Michelle. You're the one that wants change. You cannot convince anyone to do it with you, just like I've just shared, okay? So I literally registered on a whim, all right? I told my husband like 2 days before I registered, and he was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I've always wanted to do. He's like, you never really said that. I'm like, yeah, I kind of said it here and there. And he goes, okay. And like the next 2 days, it was on a weekend, Sunday morning, we're having a coffee, and I literally just registered. He's like, oh my God, like you just registered. I'm like, I know. Who am I? And my boy's like, Mom, you're going to do this? I'm like, yes. Okay, so first thing I do is I look up like swim lessons. I'm like, hey, maybe I need swim lessons. He's like, you can swim. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need a swim coach. But like, you know what? No, I'm going to try our local community aquatic center, and I'm just going to like register for lane swims, okay? Because like, I just want to see what my level is at, right? So I started doing that. And the first day I was like, oh my gosh, like I have a shoulder injury, but like also that I was not used to swimming with swimmers. And it was like super intimidating, A. And I was just like, I don't know if I should do this. But literally butterflies in my stomach, get in the pool, and I'm just like, I'm going to do this, right? I met a lovely lady who like really supported me, and I was in the slow lane with her, but I had no shame about that. And I still am in the slow lane, okay? So I want to put it in perspective. I started at 500 meters, I think. I think I did 550 the first time, but it was like breaststroke, it was like backstroke. I had the Apple Watch, and a lot of time, like it said like unidentified stroke. I'm like, I don't even know what I was doing, okay? But I was like doggy paddling. But I've been watching swim videos. I'm like, no, Michelle, you know what? I'm going to learn, okay? It is uncomfortable. It is scary, but I'm going to do it, right? So I've been going every single week, okay? Once a week, I'm going to do it. And I've been really doing better, right? I've been like, I started like dressing like a swimmer. I started getting a swim cap, new goggles. I started getting swim aids. And I was like, you know what? Like, I can do this. Yes. Am I the best? No. By far, no. I'm still in the slow lane. But I'm doing it. And I'm doing it because I want change. All right? But I want to share, like I said, bad days. So yesterday I go for my swim, and already like my mindset was different yesterday. I don't know. It was just kind of like, I think we all have these days where I was like, I don't really want to do this, but I registered and I want to cancel and I need to do this because the week before I was sick, and I was like, okay, like I got to do this, right? I got to do this. So literally my morning routine was not the same. Again, now I'm off my schedule, okay? Gonna pivot though. And I get there literally 5 minutes before my swim time. And I'm already, like, I have my swimsuit on, obviously, like a child. So like, I'm running out there, put my swim cap on, and it was like half on, so my hair was wet anyways. So anyways, I get there and I was like fearful, okay? And I know what that feels like to go somewhere where you're like, a gym or a new class, and you're just like, I don't know, like, who's going to be there. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be like the worst one there. Like, am I fit enough? I understand that because there is slow lane, medium, and fast lane. And I know that I want to get there early enough to get into the slow lane because I don't want to be in a fast lane with someone that's so much faster than me. Like, why is this person in the fast lane? Okay. So my anxiety was like through the roof. All right. But I get there and there is open area in the swim lane. So, slow lane. So I get in there, jump right away. Like, it's freezing cold. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, right? I'm swimming and I already feel like it's different. Like, I literally, after 4 laps, want to give up. Like, I want to give up. Okay. And I'm like, in my head, I'm having an internal struggle. Like, literally, if someone heard what I was saying to me, it sounds like this girl needs some help. I was like, Michelle, oh my gosh, like, what would it be like if we just quit right now? And I'm doing some sort of stroke. That's probably unidentified stroke. I was just doing this, whatever. I'm going through. I'm like, what if you just don't do this? Like, I don't know. Like, who's going to know? All right, who's going to know? And then I'm like, but then you're making yourself, like, fail. Why are you doing this? Everyone struggles. You need to know if you... And literally, okay, I get to 500 meters. And this was the pivotal point. Okay, 500 meters, I stop, take a little squirt of water. And I literally am having a pep talk with myself at the edge of the pool, okay, in the shallow end, doing this, rolling my shoulders, like, and I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, Michelle, you know what? Listen, if you don't want to do it, stop right now. But you want to change for yourself. And there are going to be good days and bad days. And you tell everybody that when they work out, the same thing. So why are you different? I literally was telling myself this, okay? So I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it till the time runs out. And that's what I did. I literally just, snap my fingers, pep talk myself. Was I the slowest yesterday? Absolutely. But you know what? I finished it and I did more meters than I ever have. And it was that decision to change my mindset. That's why I found it so important to talk about change today, because change happens in all forms. It could be, I want to change my personality. I want to change my personality. I want to change my outlook on life today. I want to change my mindset. I want change for myself. It doesn't always have to be related to fitness. It could be your personal lifestyle goals or your situation that you're in. But until you make the decision to say, yep, I'm going to do it, nothing will happen. Nothing. Okay? So you either change for the better or change for the worse or do not change at all. You decide. It's 3 options. Okay? And every day, like I said, is not going to be, rainbows and unicorns. There are going to be days that are going to test you. And those are the days you got to push harder. Okay? So yesterday it tested me and I wanted to quit and I realized that no one's going to know. No one's going to know. Nobody will know. Your husband might know because he'll ask you and you cannot really lie, but no one's going to know. But you know who's going to really feel it? You. You're going to feel the defeat because why would you quit? Yeah, it's not going to be perfect every time, Michelle. You're not going to feel like you're an Olympian, which some days I do, even though I'm not, okay? But it's all about perception, right? So I'm going to leave you with this. If you want change in your life, I want you to take action. Nothing happens without action, okay? Think to yourself right now, what can I do to change? Can I drink more water? Yeah, how would I do that? I'll drink more water. Can I eat better? Sure, I'll start eating more vegetables. Can I get more fit? Can I get healthy on the inside? Yes, maybe I'll join a fitness class. Maybe I will be more active. Maybe I'll go for walks now that spring is here and the weather's changing. But what do you want for yourself? I want you to ask yourself this right now. Because until you commit to something, nothing will change. All right, my friends. I hope this lit a fire in your belly. I hope that you're ready to welcome the new season and really use this, okay? Mother Nature changes 4 times a year. Well, she changes pretty often, okay? She's having some issues lately. But 4 times a year is a chance for you to say, you know what? No, I'm going to change. I'm going to change my way. And you're going to commit to it. Okay? Thank you so much for joining in. If you like this, keep listening to my other podcasts and please share. Let's get this out as many people as we can because I think we all need that support. We all need that fire in our bellies and we all need that motivation to change our life for the better. Okay, everyone. Ciao. See you next time.